But if these talks come close to some sort of solution, would it stick if Gilani is not part of the process? Mehbooba Mufti, for instance, says it wouldn't stand the test of scrutiny.
She has a different equation with him than we do, and perhaps her political compulsions necessitate that line. He does not represent Kashmir. He represents a selection of opinion in Kashmir. And if that section of opinion chooses to remain out of the process, you can't force them into it. But they are not the majority of the people. If the majority of the people are willing to go with whatever solution is worked out, that is what will happen.
So the talks can proceed without Gilani?
I believe so. For the time being, yes.
Let me quote you something you said at the All India Editors Conference in Srinagar just about 6 weeks ago on the 13th of October. You said it is necessary to engage all political forces, listen to each view, take all sides of opinion into consideration. Does that also include the militants, groups like the Hizbul Mujahideen?
If they are willing to desist from a path of violence, we've done it in the past. I see no reason why we can't do it in the future. We have engaged, the government of India has engaged the Hizbul Mujahideen in the year 2000.
And that was a BJP government?
It was a BJP government with a national conference government in the state.
So presumably it should be that much easier for today's government to do the same thing?
Well, the BJP has a history of opposing everything that they did in government once they're in the opposition. So I wouldn't expect
But could you,
support.
if the situation reaches that point, in a sense, as Chief Minister, invite them to join the talks on the proviso that they lay down arms and put away violence?
Well, were they willing to as I said, desist from a path of violence, then sure, I believe that it would be possible for the state government to ask the government of India to engage them, and if necessary, for the state government to engage them as well. Let's understand that really they're not looking for anything from the state government. So our role is as a role of a facilitator, and we'd be quite happy to facilitate.
But you're prepared to play that role not just for other people like the Hurriyat who are just separatists, but possibly even for the Hizbul Mujahideen?
As long as it goes alongside the path of no violence, yes, I don't see any problem, because we've done it not only, as I said, in J&K, but in other states as well.
Anything that brings peace and a solution to Kashmir, you're prepared to try and do?
I'm prepared to be flexible, but sure, it can't be completely unconditional.
Let's take a break at that point. I want to come back and tackle, in a sense, the most tricky question of all. Is it now time for India to resume its interrupted dialogue with Pakistan over Kashmir? That's the critical subject. See you after the break.